Elmer?
Oh, he scurries around inside the cabinets. Dusts them. How's it going, Elmer?
Well, handy little critter, ain't he?
Sure is.
That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lynch eggs.
Seems right proud to be happy, too.
Elmer's a dandy little duster.
Well, let's take our dusters outside and shake them.
Yes, Granny.
Then you can take yours upstairs and have him do the dresser drawers in the closet.
Uncle Jed, old Honest Johnny'd never come back to pick up his $700,000.
Here's that way.
Can I have it as an advance against my allowance?
50 cents a week, that'd take a while to pay back.
I'm young.
You ain't that young. Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog.
You know, I'd like to throw my brain into the fight against smog.
It's a dandy cause. They say what it'll take to whip it is brains and money.
Well, betwixt us, we got it made, ain't we?
I reckon we got a leg up on it.
Elmer and me'll get busy upstairs.
Fine, Ellie. Oh, Jed, that reminds me. Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money.
How come?
Well, he said folks hadn't ought to keep $700,000 in cash around the house. He's got the hives from worrying about it.
Well, I'm sorry about the hives, but I promised this money to Honest John to fight smog.
I'm thinking about jumping into the fight against smog, too, Granny.
Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank, and he's coming by to pick it up.
I don't think I can let him have it. Promise is a promise.
I'm gonna fight smog, Granny.
Well, I told Mr. Drysdale that you might not let him have it, but he says he's coming by to pick it up. So that's betwixt you and him.
Granny, I'm gonna fight smog.
How?
Well, I don't know, but Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money. Betwixt us, we's all set.
You got money, have you?
No, I'm supplying the brains. Sitting up here betwixt these sideburns is a real brute.
The only brute you have sits here at the end of your gullet.
I think we ought to encourage your boy, Granny.
He don't know smog from applesauce.
I do so. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today we's having light eye irritation. But that don't worry me, because I got dark eye.
That's a great partner you got there, Jed. Oh.
All right, guard. Go in there and get that money, and don't take no for an answer.
You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a guard, but it won't work. Mr. Clampett will recognize me.
I thought of that. So just wear this disguise. There we go. Looks great. Now get the money.
Oh, but suppose Mr. Clampett won't let me take it.
Well, you've got a gun. Use it.
Oh, gee.
Oh, I don't need to shoot him. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him you mean business.
I will not. If you want that money, go and get it yourself.
A fine guard you are. Why, you're a disgrace to that uniform.
Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, this guard is here to pick up that $700,000.
Well, I don't think I can let him have it.
Well, whatever you do, don't cross him. He's armed. He's a mad dog killer.
Is that fact? Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jane?
Of course not.
Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform?
Oh, boy.
If this is your idea of a practical joke, I, for one, do not appreciate it. Or can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either?
Now,
I'll see that she's punished, Mr. Clampett. And I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it.
Now, hold on. She ain't toting out that money.
Oh, well, if you want to forgive her so easily, but keep an eye on her. Any woman who'll dress up like that bears watching. Hello, Jethro.
Hi, Mr. Drysdale.
Hey, get up. I need this money.
Uncle Jed don't want you to have it, so I'm going to sit here till I think of a way to get rid of the smog.
Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve.
Thank you. I'm working on it.
Why don't you go out to the kitchen and eat something?
Vowed I wouldn't eat till I figured out a way to whip the smog.
Well, go get a stick and hit it.
You ain't being no help.
Well, neither are you. Get up.
Not till I think of an idea.
Jethro, get off the money. Here's an armed guard. He'll shoot you.
Hey, mister. You look like your secretary, Miss Jane.
I am Miss Jane.
What are you doing wearing that outfit?
It was dark when she dressed this morning. Now get off the money.
Chief, Mr. Clampett is not going to let you take this money.
Okay, then you take it. Come on, get out.
Get it. We might just as well go back to the office.
Hey, Miss Jane, before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of smog.
Jethro, dear boy, the finest minds in the country are working on that problem.
Well, yeah, but I ain't getting nowhere.
Don't sit there wasting time with that idiot.
Hey, now, hold on. Just because she's dressed funny, don't make her an idiot.
Get up from there, both of you.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale, it's hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you.
Yeah.
Where does Granny keep her shotgun?
Sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death.
Jethro, I'm afraid that problem won't be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine.
I'll do it. I'm on it. Hey, what's internal combustion engine?
Well, that's the engine that powers the average automobile. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? A steam car or electric car?
Why not a gas turbine?
Oh, I ain't gonna mess with hats. Just cars.
Swell.
Mr. Drysdale, I done told you this money is staying here. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money.
It's my money.
No, it ain't. It's mine.
It was my sack.
All right, I'll dump the money out, and you can have the sack.
Good. Just dump it in that truck out front.
It's staying here.
But it's not safe here.
Well, it was till you showed up.
But, no, it's going back into my vault.
Oh, it ain't.
Oh, Chief.
Don't stand there, Hathaway. Use your gun.
That is an excellent idea. Stand back, Mr. Clampett. I should hate to hit you.
You traitor!
Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself. I done promised this money to a fella's going to get rid of all the smog.
Not Jethro.
No. This fella's going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan, and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles.
But that's a preposterous idea.
Yeah, we like it too.
Mr. Clampett, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally. It has to be solved on a national level.
Is that a fact?
Only the president can get together the brain power and the vast amount of money necessary. Why, this $700,000 isn't even a drop in the bucket.
Well, how much does the president need?
Oh, millions, billions. Oh, I'll just take this chicken feed back to the bank.
I'll study on it, Mr. Drysdale.
No, give up, Chief. Let's go.
Hold it, Hathaway. I'm not through with you.
What now?
You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank.
Oh, big deal.
For cowardice in the face of action. For failure to obey a direct order. Thorough treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary.
Hallelujah.
Don't expect a Christmas bonus this year.
I have never had a Christmas bonus.
Well, don't expect one this year either. Now get the truck.
Boy, what have you done to that truck?
Looks like the boob has set it on fire.
Jethro, what'd you do?
Done converted this rascal to steam. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobiles. The Jethro Bodine steam car. But I have done perfected a clean engine.
I'm going back inside.
Let's all do that before this clean engine chokes us to death.
Uncle Jet, Honest John ain't gonna need his money no more now that I whipped the smog problem. So I use it to mass produce my steam car.
Hold on, boy. According to Mr. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle the smog problem.
The president of the United States.
That's right. He's the only one that can bring together the brains and the money.
Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle. I'll hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House, and give him the brains and the money, all in one package.
Hold on, boy. What you got there is just a drop in the bucket.
And it ain't likely enough money either.
Talking about the money, Granny. Mr. Drysdale says the president's liable to need millions, even billions. I was thinking of giving him all my money.
Okay, I'll stop by the bank and get the rest of it.
Well, Pop, If Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too.
And they ain't going without me.
I was just coming to that. I think it'd be a fine trip for the whole family.
I best go leave a note for the milkman. Tell him he's going to Washington.
And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale.
Chief, you're telling your own brother you're repossessing his car?
Oh, that is a little cold, isn't it? P.S. Regards to Betty and the babies. Yes, who is it?
It's me, Mr. Drysdale. I fetched you back your sack of chicken feed.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
Right happy to get it, ain't he?
No chicken could be happier.
I studied on what you said about letting the president fight the small.
Wonderful.
The cashier tells me that counting this, I got right at $95 million in your bank now.
Wonderful.
So we're going to take it to Washington and give it to the president.
Mr. Clampett, you can't give all your money to the president.
Why not?
Well, because it... Miss Hathaway, tell them why not.
Why not?
Not that way. Explain it.
Mr. Clampett, it is your money. You may do with it as you wish.
Who asked you to butt in?
You did.
Well, butt out. Now, Mr. Clampett, this will take time. Government red tape, internal revenue, Secret Service, White House clearance. Now, I'll work it out and call you.
Well, I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry, because we'd like to get started.
Right away, right away.
Oh, and you don't have to give us the $95 million in cash. I reckon the president will take a check.
Well, I'll discuss it with him and let you know. Miss Hathaway, you've got to help me. If they take their money out of my bank, I'm ruined. I've got nothing to live for.
Oh, now, Chief.
A suicide note. That will stop them. Here, take this. Mr. Clampett, because you are withdrawing your money, my death is on your hands.
Chief, no.
Now, type that up, pin it to your dress, and throw yourself out the window. They love you. This will teach them a great lesson.
Thanks, but... No thanks.
I promise this is the last favor I'll ever ask.
Forget it.
Right? If you're too chicken to throw yourself out the window, I'll do it. All right, come over here. I can't throw you out from there.
What's all the honking for, boy?
I done come up with an invention that beats steam.
Yeah, I see the boiler's going.
Yes, sir. Notice how quiet she is? No noise, no smoke, no smog. She runs on electricity.
Well, doggy, I'm real proud of you, boy.
Wow, the presidents are calling you.
All the way from Washington.
President of the United States is calling me.
Yes, sir, Pa.
They're bringing the old fellow to the phone, Mr. Little.
Isn't he in a straitjacket?
Oh, no, he's not dangerous. He just suffers from the delusion that he's worth $95 million.
No wonder he's in the funny farm.
The whole family.
You know, it's wonderful of you to look after them.
Oh, they're very sweet people. Nutty, but sweet.
Hurry, Dad, don't keep them waiting.
Hey, tell them about my electric car.
Hello? Hello? Hello, Judge Clampett speaking.
Hello, Mr. Clampett. This is the president speaking.
Is that sure enough you, Mr. President?
Oh, yes. Make no mistake about that. I am the president.
That's him, all right.
Now, Mr. Drysdale has told me of your generous and patriotic offer to donate your entire fortune to the fight against air pollution.
Yes, sir. It's only $95 million, but you're sure welcome to it. And we'll bring it right to you right there in the White House. The whole family.
This here's Granny, Mr. President. I'll bring you some pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chickens.
Mr. President, this here's Ellie Mae. Would you like a nice little baby possum to play with?
My nephew Jethro ain't here to say howdy, but he's going to drive us all the way to Washington in his brand new invention, the electric car.
No. Don't come to Washington. We've got enough people like you here already. You're public, spirited citizens, now.
Well, how will we get the money to you?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. I want to make this point very clear.
What is the point I want to make very clear?
Leave your money in the bank. The Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills. where it will draw maximum interest. Compounded semi-annually. In the care of your wise and friendly banker, Melvin Drysdale.
Well, naturally, we'll do whatever you say, Mr. President. But the family's going to be awful disappointed. We was hoping to get away to Washington.
Oh, no, don't try to get away. Just stay right there and do what the nice man in the white coat tells you to. Goodbye.
Bye.
What did he say, Jed?
He said he don't want us to come to Washington right now.
Well, what are we supposed to do, Paul?
He says he's going to send a man in a white coat to tell us. Jethro, I just talked to the president, and we won't be driving to Washington in your electric car.
Just as well, Uncle Jed. I never found an extension cord long enough to get us there.
Mr. Little, that was a magnificent performance.
Thank you.
Why, your impersonation of the president was absolutely incredible.
Thank you. I hope to see you again sometime. Take good care of yourself. Mr. Drysdale, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, what's that?
My fee.
Oh, yes. How much is it?
Well, ordinarily I receive $7,500 for a performance. However, in this case, I'll cut it in half. How's $37.50?
$37.50 it is. 20, 40.
Now, you owe me $2.50.
No, that's $3,750.
For 5 minutes' work, the president doesn't get that much, and he's the real thing.
Excuse me, Chief. These foreclosures are ready. Well, aren't you Rich Little, the impressionist?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Mr. Little, I just love your impression of John Wayne.
Huh? Well, thank you very much, ma'am. And let me say that if we had girls like you out on the trail, I never would have given my horse a second look.
Oh, that is marvelous.
Thank you.
And your Ed Sullivan is an absolute classic.
Old Ed Sullivan? Wonderful. Would you do me a favor there, youngster? Would you come on our show next Sunday night and bring your stuffed giraffe?
Yes.
I'd love to have you.
What else are you going to have on the show?
World War I with the original cat, in living color, with the surprise ending.
Oh! Isn't he fabulous?
He certainly is. This was a real pleasure.
Wait a minute, you're forgetting something again.
Oh, yes, your fee. What are you charging her for Wayne and Sullivan?
Oh, nothing.
I'll accept the same arrangement.
Don't leave no milk for a spell. We is going to Washington, Granny.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to Washington.
Whiz?
That's what the message says. Have a good trip.
Hey, Uncle Jed, we's going to Washington. We just got the message.
What'd you say, boy?
We's going to Washington. The fella in the white coat just brought the message from the president.
Well, where is he?
Yonder he goes.
Ain't that the milkman?
Being a milkman is what you call a cover.
Cover?
He's really a secret agent for the government.
Sure not.
Yeah, I learned all that stuff when I was a double-knot spy.
Well, reckon we best get packing.
Should I convert my electric car back to steam?
No, I think we better fly. When the president sends for you, you don't want to keep him waiting.
Well, if he comes in, will you please ask him to call his office immediately? It's an emergency. Thank you.
How do you like it, Miss Holloway?
Chief, where have you been?
Shopping. Any messages?
Oh, just one, but it's a beauty. The Clampetts are leaving for Washington.
What?
They're determined to give their $95 million to the president.
We've got to stop them. Get Rich Little back.
You're kidding.
Huh? Here's a signed check. He can make it out for any amount he likes. I'll get up to the Clampetts and delay them until he calls. I made it. They're still here. Pirate, Granny, Ellie Mae, Jethro. Where is everybody? Oh, hello, Bessie. Is that for me?
How are you?
Dear Mr. Drysdale, please feed the critters till we get back.
Enjoying your flight?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We's going to Washington to see the president.
We're going to give him $95 million.
Oh, boy.
You know the president.
Talked to him this morning. I'm fetching him a baby possum.
And I'm taking him a jar of pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chitlins.
We was going in my electric car, but I couldn't find no 3,000-mile extension cord.
That's very interesting.
Young lady, how high would you say we're flying?
A lot higher than the plane.
The White House is down there.
Would you fasten your seatbelts, please?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be landing in a few minutes.
You going to feed us again before we land?
I'm afraid there isn't time.
You done had 4 meals and 3 snacks.
Flying makes me hungry.
But we's landing now.
Landing makes me hungry, too.
Will we go straight to the White House, Paul?
I think so, Ellie. Quicker we give our money to the president, the quicker he can commence fighting smog.
Sure hope we isn't done for supper. I'm starving.
Jim, if that boy takes his meals at the White House, the president's wife will never get out of the kitchen.
I can help with the cooking.
No, Ellie, I'll do that. You make the beds and do the dusting. And Jethro, you can mow the White House lawn and rake the leaves.
Let Ellie do that. President needs me for my brain.
Oh, pooh.
I'll likely be in the East Room or someplace sitting on his cabinet.
You keep your feet off the president's furniture.
Looks like we made it. The Clampetts aren't here yet. See you at the hotel.
Shifty, what if they don't show up?
They'll be here any minute. I checked their flight.
How are you going to get past the guard?
I'll handle it. It's important for the Clampetts to see me coming out of the White House.
Okay, good luck, honey.
Yeah. Schaefer, FBI.
Hold it.
What is it? What? The president is waiting. What is it?
I need to see your identification.
You don't recognize me?
Nope.
Good. I told J. Edgar this was a perfect disguise. See you later.
Hold it.
Look, you're delaying high-level meetings. Now, what do you want?
I want to see your pass.
My pass? Of course. My pass. How do you know? I must have left it on the president's desk. I'll go get it.
Hold it!
Now, what is it?
I can't let you in without a pass.
Is that your final word?
It is.
Excellent. You have passed the test with flying colors. Congratulations. Now, let me see. Now, you are guard number 16, Eastgate. Gets A1 rating. The president will be pleased. Now, don't be surprised if there's a little something extra in your stocking at Christmas.
Hold it!
Now, look, you have proven your efficiency, my good man. Don't press your luck. I may drop you to a B+. Just candy canes and bubble gum in your stocking.
Beat it.
Beat it? Careful. One word from me, and you'll be guarding a government igloo in Iceland.
I am going to count to 3 if you are not gone.
Never mind. I think my pigeons have just flown in from the West Coast.
Dandy big house the president's got.
Nice big yard, too.
Lots of room for critters.
Reckon he's got a garden and chickens?
Likely out back.
Well, here's all our stuff.
Here you are, Mr. Taxi Driver.
Thank you. Tell me, what time is the next public tour of the White House?
3 o'clock.
Yes, remember that. I'm going to ask questions later. Tell the president I'll be there.
Mr. Schaefer!
Honest John!
Well, bless my soul, if it isn't the Clampetts. What brings you to Washington, of all places?
We's here to see the president.
We want to talk to him about the smog problem.
We's gonna help him get rid of the stuff.
What a coincidence. You just appointed me chairman of a very special committee for that purpose.
I'm ready to give him my money if I just knew how.
Another coincidence. Just happens to be the function of my committee.
Hey,
dog! I try to do my humble bit.
Shall I make out the check to the president?
As a matter of fact, the check should be made payable to my committee.
What's that?
Citizens Against Smog Horror.
That's quite a lot to write.
Just use the initials.
Fine. Citizens Against Smog Horror. Now, shall I make it for the whole 95 million?
No. That might be a bit hard to handle.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, other public-spirited citizens not as wealthy as you might be embarrassed and not contribute at all.
Oh, well, we don't want that to happen.
I'm glad you understand.
Give him $5, Jed. Lots of folks got that much.
On the other hand, let's not go too far the other way. A little friendly embarrassment never hurt anybody.
How about starting with $1 million?
Excellent. Just the right amount to get the ball rolling.
That's 1, comma, not, comma, not, dot.
Boy, he's got a great head for ciphers, ain't he?
He's a real naught head.
Well, there you are, Mr. Honest John. I hope that primes the pump.
Beautiful. The president will be delighted.
Are you going to show it to him?
At our afternoon meeting. What time is that again, my good man?
3 o'clock.
Tell him to be on time. I'm a busy man.
You must know the president pretty good.
Pals, buddies.
Well, why don't you take us to the meeting with you? We'd like to say howdy to him.
And he'd like to say howdy to you.
Oh, golly.
However, the Secret Service requires security clearance.
Will that take long?
Do you happen to have birth certificates, color photographs, passports, and a complete set of fingerprints with you?
Why, no, we ain't.
Well, I'm afraid it'll take a while. Meantime, I'll put you up at a nice, comfortable hotel. Here! Taxi!
These are dandy-fine accommodations, Mr. Honest John.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett. Here, let me show you something. Here you have a magnificent view of the entire city of Washington.
Well, ain't that pretty? Granny, Billy Mae. Mr. Honest John has fixed us up real nice here, ain't he?
Well, it's all right, but it ain't like staying at the White House.
Sure ain't. They got a kitchen over there where a fella can get a snack when he's hungry.
Ain't we gonna get to stay at the White House at all?
Ellie Mae, don't pay no attention to him, Mr. Honest John. He is acting awful pushy.
Not at all. As soon as I have straightened out the matter of security clearance, I'm sure the president and his wife will issue you a formal invitation.
Hot dog!
Well, you tell them that they ain't taking in a family of freeloaders. We'll pitch in and help with the housework and the chores.
I'll make that matter crystal clear to him.
We're right obliged to you.
Glad to do it. See you later, friend.
Shifty, baby, how'd it go?
Like $1 million. And here it is.
$1 million. Beautiful. I can have us packed in 5 minutes.
Wait a minute. Where are we going?
Mexico, Venezuela, you name it.
Flo, there are 94 more where this came from.
Now, don't get greedy. Let's take our $1 million and play it safe.
Baby, this is a chance of a lifetime. Think big.
I'm thinking big. We could get 20 years apiece.
Relax. I got those hillbillies in the palm of my hand. They're grapes waiting to be picked.
How?
Well, I got $1 million for smog. I'll get $1 million for something else.
How?
I'll think of something. I'll sell them the White House.
How?
How? You sound like an Indian. That's it. You're going to be an Indian.
What?
It's beautiful. They'll love it. You are the last of the Columbia Indian. And that, dear friends, is why the president is embarrassed to invite you to the White House.
You mean he don't even own the house he lives in?
Not so much as a stick of furniture belongs to him.
That's terrible. No wonder he can't ask us to stay. I'd feel the same way in somebody else's house.
Mm-hmm. Who owns it?
The White House stands on Indian ground.
No.
Yes, this entire area was once occupied by the Columbia Indians. That is why, to this day, it is called the District of Columbia.
Well, can't the government buy it from the Indians?
There's only one surviving member of the Columbia tribe, and she refuses to sell.
She?
Yes, the ancient and noble Princess Sitting Hawk.
Right noble name.
A proud and defiant woman. Not all the pale-faced pony soldiers can drive her from the land she feels is rightfully hers.
Why won't she sell?
Sitting Hawk does not trust politicians. She says they speak with forked tongue.
Well, can't the president get her to sell the White House to him?
Every chief executive since Lincoln has tried.
Lincoln? How old is she?
Well, no one knows for sure, but at least 150.
Indians does live a long time.
She wouldn't even sell to Lincoln?
Well, she likes certain things about him. The fact that he was tall, a simple man, humble, honest. I would say that Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt have come closest to impressing Princess Sitting Hawk.
She favored Teddy, did she?
Well, he was a rugged outdoor man. She admired that. She liked his mustache. She called him Chief, hair on the lip.
Them two was the only ones that come close, huh?
Yes. If there only existed a man who combined the qualities of both. Tall, simple, humble, honest, a rugged outdoor man with a mustache.
You're describing Jed?
One who had never been involved in politics.
That's Jed.
Who?
Jed Clampett. He's sitting right here.
Now, Granny.
By Judge, I think she's got it.
Shucks, no.
Did you hear that? Shucks, no. It says everything. He's simple, he's humble, he's honest.
He's tall, and he's got hair on the lip.
He's our man.
Forget it. I can't handle nothing as important as this.
Mr. Clampett, when Andrew Jackson, Old Hickory, was asked to fight the Battle of New Orleans, do you know what he said? Forget it. I can't handle nothing as important as this.
Is that a fact?
But he won, and you will win. History has chosen you, and you cannot refuse.
Do it, Jed. Then we are sure to get an invite to the White House.
Well, I ain't gonna do it just for that.
Then you will do it?
Well, if it leaves the president's mind, least I can do is try.
Spoken like a true patriot. I will take you to Princess Sitting Hawk and act as your interpreter.
You talk Indian?
I learned as a child. The tongue of the Columbia Indians was the second language in our home.
How come?
Well, many moons ago, my family befriended the tribe. When all other pale faces were against them, the Indians knew they could always find refuge in the home of a Schaefer.
It was nice of your folks to take 'em in.
Our name has become part of the Indian language, synonymous with hospitality. To this very day, to be taken in is to be Schaefered.
Look, Jed, I think I see her.
Is that her, honest, John?
Yep. There she sits in front of her lonely teepee. The last of the noble Columbia Indians, the ancient and venerable Princess Sitting Hawk.
Does she sit there all the time?
Day and night. Winter and summer, rain or shine. She keeps silent vigil over her property.
You think they'd let her stay in the White House? It's on her land.
On the contrary. Why, they have cannons to keep her out.
Well, if that don't beat all.
Cannons to keep out a poor old 150-year-old Indian woman.
You can't hardly blame her for feeling spiteful.
Is that why she wears all that war paint?
Wouldn't you if somebody pointed cannons at you?
Now, you have sympathy and understanding for her cause. She's going to like you. I feel it.
Can we go talk to her now?
I will ask her. Monongahela, Hiawatha, Nantucket, Pow Wow.
Monongahela, Nicomas, How Wow.
She has agreed to a powwow. Chattanooga. Choo-choo. Paleface, Cayuga.
What'd you say?
I told her you were very friendly.
Good.
Pale face. Sequoia.
She says you're tall. She likes that.
Pale face. Ponderosa.
She likes your mustache.
Pale face. Tippecanoe. Shoshone, too.
She says you're a combination of Lincoln and Roosevelt.
That's right, Cayuga of her.
Pale face.
Potawatomi?
No, Potawatomi.
What was that?
She wanted to know if you're a politician.
Tell her I'm a farmer.
Paleface, Manitoba.
Ah, Tallahassee.
She's very pleased.
Tell her I'm a doctor.
Paleface squaw, Zuni.
Ah, Zuni.
She's very impressed.
I didn't get no Tallahassee out of her.
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
That's better.
Sass. Catchawan.
She's invited us to sit down.
Well, maybe we better get down to business. Ask her if she'll sell me the White House property.
I'll do that.
Yeah, tell her if she does, I'll do my best to chafer her.
What?
Take her into the White House.
Oh, yes.
But, Jed, we ain't been took in ourselves yet.
Don't worry, dear friends. Before this day is over, I promise you will be thoroughly shapen.
What's Settin' Hawk doing in there?
She's getting help from the spirit.
Well, she ought to lay off. Sounds like she's had enough.
Oh, no. She's contacting the spirits of her ancestors who have gone to the happy hunting grounds, asking their advice.
I hope they advise her to sell me the White House. First thing I'm going to do is take them cannons away.
Yeah, looking down the mouth of a cannon every day must be awful scary.
Not the Sitting Hawk. She is fearless. Even General Custer couldn't drive her from this spot.
He tried, did he?
Rode in here with his cavalry, yelling, shooting, waving their sabers. But she never budged.
Spunky little woman.
Her bravery so impressed General Custer that he called her Courageous Adversary, a name which has stuck to this day.
I'd have called him a few names.
Sitting Hawk got her revenge. She told her cousin, Sitting Bull. You know what happened to Custer?
Waukegan.
What's that?
It's the deed to the White House.
Oh, good.
Sitting Hawk. Poughkeepsie. Paleface Wigwam. Sequoia. Manitoba.
She has decided to sell the White House to the tall farmer.
Oh, I'm right, Tallahassee. Ask her how much she wants for it.
Yucca-lumpum?
Uno alligator.
See, and the spirits have arrived at the price of $1 million.
Tell her it's a deal.
Caracas.
Venezuela.
Write the check.
Oh, shall I make it out to Sitting Hawk?
Yes, but include the name bestowed on her by General Custer. That's Courageous Adversary Sitting Hawk.
Well, I don't hardly have room for that.
Just use the initials. That's the custom here in Washington.
Courageous Adversary Sitting Hawk. Well, what do you know? Comes out just like the other check. C-A-S-H.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Ain't Settin' Hawk gonna get the money?
Of course, but first I have to change it into beads for her. Here's your Waukegan.
Howdy.
Howdy.
We's the Clampetts. This here is Granny, Ellie Mae, Jethro, and I'm Jed.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Can I help you folks?
Oh, no, thanks. We's all able-bodied.
The president is gonna chafer us.
I beg your pardon.
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, I think so.
I Poughkeepsied the White House from Sutton Hall.
No fooling.
How's gonna give the president his Waukegan?
And he'll be right Tallahassee to get it.
Well, we best Saskatchewan for the supper table. Hey, can we see the president now?
Just a second. I'll see if he's busy. Captain, Frank at the East Gate. I got 4 ding-a-lings here. Okay, but hurry.
What'd he say?
He's sending a car for you.
Oh, shucks, we'll walk. It ain't but a couple of 100 feet.
No. You just stay right here. The president wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, that's real Cayuga.
Oh, he's very Cayuga.
Do you notice anything familiar looking about Jed?
Should I?
He's Tippecanoe and Shoshone, too.
Now that you mention it, he certainly is.
It's being Sequoia and having a Ponderosa that does it.
But he ain't no pot to what to me.
Car's here.
Look at that big fancy limousine.
Yeah, we wasn't aiming to put on airs, but looks like the president won't have it any other way.
He's gonna get chapered in style.
Yeah, Chattanooga.
Choo-choo.
He talks it real good, don't he? Well, come on, everybody.
Wanted to see me, Mr. Clampett?
Yes, sir, Mr. Honest John. We had us a kind of a bad experience.
Here? In my town? Washington, D.C.?
Yes, sir. It happened right after I bought the White House from your Indian friend, Sutton Hall.
Ah, yes. The last of the District of Columbia Indians. Noble woman.
Oh, I ain't faulting her. It was when we took the deed over to give it to the president that we run into the trouble.
You tried to see the president without telling me?
Oh, we didn't want to bother you. We thought we'd just drop in and hand him the Waukegan.
What?
Are you forgetting? Waukegan is Indian for deed.
Ah, yes, of course. You gave it the pale-face pronunciation. Confused me for a moment.
Well, anyway, it was at the gate to the White House where things went wrong.
I'll say they did.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, especially for your sake, Ellie Mae.
No, I'm Granny.
I did it again. It's very confusing. You both look so young and radiant.
Well, I don't feel young and radiant. When we tried to see the president, they took us to the calaboose.
No.
Well, come to think of it, it wasn't exactly a calaboose. It was more like a hospital.
Well, anyway, it was something called a psycho ward.
Do you know what that is?
Can't
Never
say as
heard
I
of
do.
it.
That, my friends, is a place reserved for very important visitors, like yourself.
Now that I recollect, they did think that we come from a foreign country.
Yeah, a place called Paranoid.
There was another country mentioned, too.
That's right. They said from the way we looked and acted, we was either paranoics or schizophrenics.
Yeah.
A natural mistake. There are many of them here in Washington.
Well, you'd think that after Jed laying out $1 million to buy the White House for him, the president would see us.
I'll go to the White House right now and speak to the chief.
Well, you tell him and his missus that we would like to be invited for victuals.
You will be. Victuals in the gold room.
Tell the president's missus not to go to no trouble.
I'll do that. I'm sure the First Lady will be very relieved.
First Lady?
That's how we refer to the President's wife.
Did you hear that, Granny? They call her the First Lady.
Yeah. I bet the other presidents' wives wouldn't appreciate a crack like that.
Flo? Flo? Flo, where are you?
I'm trying to scrape off this Indian paint so we can blow town.
No, Tom. Honey, I've got the Clampetts convinced that you own the entire District of Columbia.
So?
So, I've only sold them one little parcel, the White House.
Now, Shifty.
Well, what's wrong with getting another $1 million for the Capitol building and the Washington Monument? Independence Hall.
That's in Philadelphia.
I'll let it go for half price. Now get the paint back on. You're sitting hawk, and they're sitting ducks.
Shifty, be sensible. You got $1 million to fight smog. You got another $1 million for the White House. Let's take the $2 million and fly to Guatemala.
Guatemala? What's in Guatemala?
When we get there, us and the $2 million.
Forget it.
All right, then. Let's split the money.
That's the deal. The next $2 million is yours. Honey, have a little faith in me and we'll be in Clover.
We'll be in Leavenworth.
Sweetie, you're arguing with a man who's a proven success. I'm worth $2 million. You haven't got a penny. Go put on the paint.
Wow!
Where is Ellie Mae? I need her to help with the housework.
Granny, there's a maid that does all that.
You can't expect one poor girl to do it all, Jed. There's 1,000 rooms in this hotel.
Oh, Granny! That's Tom a surprise.
Well, that's mighty nice of you, Ellie.
What is it, Ellie?
Take a look. Ain't they cute?
Of course it's cute, Ellie. But if there's one thing we don't need right now, it's more critters.
Your pa's right, Ellie. Take 'em back.
But, Granny, I already named them.
Don't matter. Take 'em back.
They's all named after presidents. This one here is George Washington. This one here is Abraham Lincoln. And this one is Theodore Roosevelt.
Take 'em back, Ellie.
This one is Jefferson Davis.
He can stay.
We got so many critters now, Mr. Drysdale has to look after them first.
One poor little Confederate kitten ain't no bother. Besides, Miss Jane is there to help.
Big show inside. Chief, I have got to talk to you.
Did you buy a ticket?
Well, of course not.
Right over there, 25 cents.
What is going on in there?
Buy a ticket and find out.
Chief, this is important. I have got to talk to you.
Not without the ticket. There. Now make it snappy. School will be out pretty soon. I'm expecting a couple 100 kids for the big show.
What big show?
Ellie's animals. If I'm going to take care of them, I might as well make a buck.
Children can see animals at the zoo for nothing.
I've got an act they won't see at the zoo. Fearless leopard woman fights full-grown mountain lion with her bare hands.
Where are you going to find anybody crazy enough to do a thing like that?
See if this fits.
Forget it.
Are you going to disappoint all those children?
And the mountain lion. Now, perhaps you had better listen to the news. Washington, D.C. bank just phoned. Jed Clampett has written checks for $2 million.
$2 million? Who'd they made out to?
Cash? The bank simply wanted to know if they were good.
Well, I hope you told them no.
Chief, I can't lie.
You can't lie. You can't fight mountain lions. What do I need you for?
Well, for one thing, to take care of the bank while you're putting on kiddie shows.
Don't knock it. 200 kids at 25 cents a throw, that's $75.
That's $50.
So you caught me. You'd be surprised how many people don't. Now hop on a plane to Washington and bring the Clampetts home.
Well, what do I use for money?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Here's $500. Bring back the change.
That's $300.
So you caught me again. Big deal. Happy landings.
I must say, Chief, you're taking this all very calmly.
Why not? At least the Clampetts aren't in the clutches of that confidence man, Shifty Schaefer.
I said, Mr. President, my pals, the Clampetts, have spent $2 million on your behalf.
When are we going to see him?
Then I said, if necessary, I'm sure they'd be willing to spend even more.
What did he say?
You should have seen his face.
We'd like to.
He was deeply moved. Tears welled up in his eyes. Have you ever seen a president cry?
We ain't never seen a president do nothing.
Granny, let Mr. Honest John tell his story.
What makes you think it's a story? Oh, yes, you mean the account of what happened. Yes. Well, just then, the hotline from the Capitol building rang. Congress was in a turmoil.
How come?
Sitting Hawk has pitched her teepee on the grounds of the Capitol building and will allow no one to enter or leave her property.
Well, that's right. She owns the whole shooting match.
Congress has adjourned. The country is paralyzed. A state of emergency has been declared. No one knows what to do. It's terrible.
Well, why don't we just go over to the Capitol and I'll buy it from her?
What an idea. What a patriotic gesture. Once again, you have saved your country. The president will be overjoyed.
This time we'd like to see the joy.
My doggies, that's just about the prettiest building I ever did see.
It's even bigger than the White House.
I think I see Sitting Hawk.
Where, Jed?
Got her teepee pitched in the bushes yonder.
Isn't it terrible to think that our nation's capital can be barricaded by one stubborn Indian?
Well, now, you gotta remember, she don't trust Potawatomis.
Who?
Politician. They speak with forked tongue.
Oh, yeah.
How much do you reckon that she's going to charge Jed for the Capitol?
Who knows? I'll do my best to bargain with her. Let's go.
How?
Howdy, ma'am.
Sequoia, Manitoba, Ponderosa.
Yep. The tall farmer with a mustache. That's me.
Minnehaha, Zuni.
I know Zuni means doctor. But what's that ha-ha business?
Minnehaha means lovely lady.
Lovely lady doctor. Ain't that nice?
Schlemiel.
What does that mean?
Loosely translated, that means genius.
Sure got you pegged.
Ask her what you take for the Capitol.
Pawtucket wampum powwow wigwam.
Narragansett.
Make an offer.
Don't start too high, Jed. Leave room to dicker.
I will.
You want me to loosen her up with a shot of firewater?
Oh, no. Well, honest, John, I paid her $1 Allegheny for the White House. Ask her if she'll take that for the Capitol.
We can try. Chickasaw, Wichita, Allegheny?
Okefenokee.
What'd she say?
I'm afraid there's no polite way to interpret that.
I take it she turned me down.
Very rudely.
Powwow, wigwam, Tacoma, Allegheny.
She's asking $2 million.
Tell her to go Okefenokee.
Granny. Well, honest, John, if that's her rock-bottom price, I reckon we'll have to meet it.
Tacoma, Allegheny?
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa. It's a deal.
Shall I, give the check to Princess Sitting Hawk?
No. There's a special congressional committee to handle the acquisition. Make your check payable to, Committee Acquiring Senate Headquarters.
That's a lot to write. Couldn't I just use the initials again?
Good idea. The Washington short form.
Committee Acquiring Senate Headquarters. Well, what do you know? Comes out C-A-S-H again.
Honest, John, if Jed is buying the Capitol from Sitting Hawk, why can't she get to keep the money?
She will. But first, Congress has to convert it to buffalo hide.
Well, there you are, Schlemiel.
What was that? Oh, the Indian word for genius, yeah.
Now can we get to see the president?
Of course. First, however, Sitting Hawk has authorized me to offer for sale several other choice parcels of local real estate.
Ixnay.
Ixnay. That's the Washington Monument.
Ixnay. Amscray.
What's Amscray?
That's the Lincoln Memorial. She'll only sell them if you take them both. She doesn't want to break up a set.
Well, I reckon it wouldn't do no harm to look at them.
Well spoken, my friend.
Guatemala. Guatemala pronto.
What'd she say?
She doesn't want to sell the airport. But if she closes it down, where will people land?
Oh, we gotta have an airport.
Yes. Now, look. You two stroll over and take a look at the Capitol. I will reason with her in her native language. See you at the hotel.
Sure do hope you can get her to Poughkeepsie to Guatemala.
I'll do my best.
So long, Sitting Hawk. Don't take any wooden buffalo hides.
You.
Look at Theodore Roosevelt go after that milk. He's got the best appetite of the bunch.
You know something, Millie? I can't find paranoid no place. Now, schizophrenia neither.
What are you talking about?
Remember in the psych ward when they said we was either paranoids or schizophrenics? Well, this here map of the world don't show neither one of them countries.
Oh, who cares? We's Americans. Come on, Theodore. Now you can curl up on a bed and take a nap with George Washington.
Found Paraguay, but no paranoid. Come in.
Excuse me, sir. If you're finished, I'll take the dishes.
Oh, sure. Help yourself.
Thank
you. Hey, tell me something. Do I look foreign to you?
No. Why?
Well, some folks think we's a family of paranoiacs or schizophrenics.
What folks?
The ones that had us at the psycho ward.
They had you at the psycho ward?
They picked us up just as we was moving into the White House.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I hope you enjoyed your lunch.
Oh, yeah. The first two was real good. They couldn't finish the third. So Ellie may give part of it to Theodore Roosevelt.
Sorry.
Hey, will y'all be quiet? You're gonna wake up George Washington.
George Washington is sleeping in there?
Right over yonder. Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis is in that room.
Swell. Glad they finally made up.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Waiter. Guess what, youngins? I just bought the Capitol building, lock, stock, and sent it.
Dog.
And if the price is right, he's gonna buy the Ixnay and the Amscray.
That's the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, Mr. Waiter, this here's my granny, and that's my pa.
That figures.
Uncle Jed, that Washington Monument is a real moneymaker. Why, they get 10 cents a head just to ride up in the elevator.
I ain't buying it to make money, Jethro. I'm going to turn the whole thing over to the United States government.
Can we go along, Pa?
You take the young'uns, Jed. I've got some sheets to wash.
Come on. Honest John's waiting to take it.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, how do you like it?
Real fine, and that sure is a dandy elevator ride for 10 cents.
Now that you're buying it, you can ride free.
My doggies, if the Amscray is pretty the Ixnay.
And it's all yours for the bargain price of $1 million.
Hey, Uncle Jed, now that you bought the Supreme Court building, can I be a judge?
How about that, Honest John?
It's a cinch. I'll talk to the president.
But Honest John, what would I do with the Pentagon?
We'll figure something. It's too good a bargain to pass up.
Shifty, I've been worried out of my mind.
Relax, Claw. Chief Lassalute has returned triumphant. Are you ready? You are looking at $10 million in pale-face wampum.
10 million?
And you wanted to quit with 2. Look at this. Smart control. The White House. the Capitol, Washington Monument and Lincoln Memorial, the Zoo, Supreme Court Building, the Pentagon, Dulles Airport, Library of Congress, the Potomac River.
You got $1 million for the Potomac River?
It was so polluted, I let it go cheap. What?
Shifty, I gotta hand it to you.
Good idea. That'll be our champagne and caviar.
Who ordered that?
I did. I thought a little celebration is in order. Come in.
Excuse me, I'm looking for some kittens at Mr. Honest John.
Kelly May, done found one of your kittens. Honest John.
Well, would you look at this?
It's Honest John and Setting Hawk.
There's me.
Honest John, I sure never expected this.
Well, you see,
You have got to be the nicest man that ever lived.
well, you see what happened? What?
Who else but you would take in a poor old Indian woman ain't got no place to pitch her teepee?
What?
Ain't I always said it? The man is a living saint.
He's the salt of the earth.
One of nature's noblemen.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need words, Honest John. You speak with deeds of kindness.
I'm gonna change this here kitten's name from George Washington to Honest John Schaefer. 'Cause you're the greatest American I know.
Please, don't say that. It's not true.
It sure is.
That's a fact. If everybody was like you, there wouldn't be no wars or riots. All God's children would love one another like they was meant to.
Stop it, will you?
We ain't said half enough. Why, you must be the finest man that ever lived.
Look, you want to know the kind of man I am? I'm a confidence man.
That's the truth. We got nothing but confidence in you.
You don't know what you're saying.
I don't, huh? When you're the only man that a 150-year-old Indian will trust, you are something special.
All right. You want to hear something? This woman is my wife.
Did you hear that? This blessed man married this poor old hag to make her last days on earth happy.
Listen to me. We work together. We're Confederate.
Glory be if all the people were like you, the South will rise again. Oh, God bless you, honeymooners.
Granny, I think we'd best get out of here before we all go to bawling.
Wait a minute. Here. Take your 10 million back.
Why? It's yours and hers.
We don't want it. We don't need it.
What's the matter? Was it something we said?
It's everything you said. Here.
Well, I'm not taking it back.
Well, I'm not keeping it. Happy New Year. Well, all right. Let's go in the other teepee.
Well, if that don't beat all.
It's our own fault, Granny. We overpraised him. You just can't do that to a modest man. Well, come on, everybody.